Okay, fight fans, fresh off the jet, joining us now, Brooklyn's own, the hitman, Slim.
What's up, champ?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me back on my favorite boxing talk show.
No doubt.
Is it safe to call you a two-division champ right now?
In the Misfits world, okay? Now,
Yeah.
in the Misfits world, it still feels good though. Imagine coming from no boxing background, bro. Like you guys look at my first fight. Look at my very first fight. You guys look at my very first fight. No one expected me to make it this far, and especially beat a guy like Saul Poppy, who he was super respected in the whole boxing world. And in traditional boxing world, like real fighters respect him. Yo, this guy can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like the fact I made a statement like this and I dominated him in that fourth round, just like the way I did. Right. Got to feel good, a little bit good about myself right now. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you're right about that. You know, there were people out there that were picking. A lot of people were picking him to win because even though he didn't have a bunch of amateur fights, he's been boxing for a very long time. He put hundreds and hundreds of rounds of sparring in, so maybe not amateur fights, but he has way more experience than you, to your point. So going into this fight, and look, you're with a solid team. You got Andre Rozier on your side. You got Saddam Ali. So what was the gym vibe like going into this fight? Because you guys knew that you were going to fight somebody that actually knows how to box.
You know what it is? I had to up my sparring, man. You know, like I sparred a lot with Saddam, who he really put it on me. He put the pressure on me in the when I was sparring him. I sparred like really high level pro. I sparred a lot of pro fighters, a lot of amateur fighters with like very experienced fighters. So that really helped me out a lot. But the gym vibe, man, like Andre Rozier, like I just added him to the team for this camp. Yo, he made a big impact in my game as well because he's a really like high level coach, man. He trained so many world champions. He sees all the little mistakes these guys be making. So imagine someone like me who's new to the game. So like, he's working on, like he's such a perfectionist in the gym. Like he makes sure I do everything right. Like he won't let me do no pads until like I do everything perfectly. He'll shout at me until I get it right. So like working with him for the past couple months really helped me develop into a much smarter fighter.
Right. You know, a lot of people, it was a big deal that Saul Poppy lost a lot of weight. You know, he transformed his body. Shout out to him. You know, he was a big guy. All of a sudden, he got abs. You know, so everybody was talking about that. But the angle that no one really talked about is you coming down in weight. So when you got this call or whenever you decided, this is the guy I'm going to fight, how much were you weighing at that time?
My walk around weight is like around like 170. So like imagine I was fighting all these other fights at my walk around weight, you know, fighting these big ass dudes, you know what I'm saying?
So you don't really go over. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't go over 170. I'm a light guy. If I'm fighting at the high level pro, I'm a 154 pound, maybe 147 I can get down to. If I'm fighting at that, you know what I'm saying? So imagine I'm fighting, at my height. So I can fight at 154, 147. If I'm fighting like top, you know, higher, much more like top. This is YouTube boxing, obviously, you know. So I'm fighting on my walk around weight, and I'm fighting these big guys dudes, but still like fighting big guys they're very durable. Like my last fight when I fought Zanetti, I hit him so many times in the face, my right hand. Like he took his iron chin. I hurt my wrist. Like a bone in my wrist was kind of like was at a place. Like I went to a chiropractor, they fixed it though. But like that's a size difference. Like it was a huge size difference. So like going down to my natural weight was a big thing. And not only that, this fight was special because the fans chose this guy to beat me. Like the people wanted Saul Poppy to beat me. Like he came down from 185 to 165 just for me. Like they handpicked this guy for me because before the narrative was Slim choosing easy fights. Slim beats people that, you know, like he's scared of tough competition. That's what people were saying. So they chose this guy. Like Misfits chose this guy. The fans chose this guy. They chose this guy to put him in front of me to take my O. They wanted to take my O. That's what it is. So that's what made it funny. So I'm like, you know, all right, bet, bring him out. Like he's a pretty fighter. I know he was pretty, but I think I see guys all the time that look pretty in the gym, but they don't like you can still run through them. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just a style. It's like basketball. You ever see basketball? Someone dribbles on the court looking nice, you know, but like in a real game, they won't drop buckets. That's the way I looked at it, kind of. So like, I went in confident. You know, like I worked really hard in this camp. My team pushed me to a different like a whole different level. I became much smarter, especially after my last performance. Like I didn't like it at all. I worked on my defense and pulled it off, man.
Well, look, the first couple of rounds was tough in that fight. He is skilled and he has some success. What were you being told in the corner about Andre to turn that around?
Andre was so after the first round, I knew he was outboxing me, but I was trying to keep my range. But you know what he was doing? Assault. He was cutting the range quick. You know what I'm saying? Like he was he was rushing in quick. So like he was like blitzing in a lot. He was blitzing a lot. He was getting and Andre was just telling me, he told me straight up, like, I lost the first 2 rounds. He's like, I lost the rounds. He's like, you gotta turn it around. He's like, to use my jab more, come back with my hook. He was just screaming at me. He was motivating me too. He said, you can win this fight. You can win this fight. Just screaming in my face. And he's motivating. He's like, you want this? Show me. Show me. Like, yo, Andre, he's so loud too. I swear to God, like when I'm in the ring, when I'm fighting, he's screaming, body, body. Like he's so the whole arena is packed out, but you can hear Andre screaming so loud. And every time he tells me what the body, I'm ripping the body, come up to top to the head. Like everything he was saying to tell me to do was working. And Saddam too, like Saddam, Andre, and the Khalid Twitch, all 3 of them, like together, like it's like the dream team, man. So like everything they told me, everything it worked. Everything worked.
Well, you know, one of the coolest things to me was when you posted that video of your family back home watching the fight and their reaction to when you stopped. So talk about some of the people that were in that video. Like, were they immediate family?
Yeah, it's my whole family. My uncles, my sister, my dad, my mom.
Wow, so close family.
And all their kids. It's all their kids too. Like they all got together for this fight. So like, if I got knocked out, it would have been really bad, bro.
That's crazy. Speaking of getting knocked out, did you feel Salt Poppy's power? Did he have any pop?
You know what? He was definitely he had some size. I felt his like size in the clinch. You know, he has a strong upper body, but he does hit pretty hard. But you know what it was? I was moving away. I was moving with the punches, so he never caught me like with a clean, strong. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like I was slipping with the punches, kind of. So like it was landing, but he never caught me with like the punch he landed on Josh Bruckner. You know, Josh Bruckner kind of. That you ever see that knockout he had on Josh Bruckner? You guys seen it?
Yeah, that was vicious.
The reason why it was so impactful is because Josh Bruckner was leading into the punch. So it's like a car crash. 2 cars crashing into each other. So the momentum crashes. So like every punch he was letting, I was moving away with it. So he'll punch me and I'll move with it. So like it takes a lot. It reduces the impact of the punch when you do that. So I did that a lot. He didn't really catch me with something super hard, and I was shelled up a lot most of the time too. So sometimes he'll come through my shell, but shelling up, like it reduces the impact of the punches too. So that's one thing I helped a lot in my game. I worked a lot in my game too, because if you guys see my fights before, I never used to shell up. I didn't know how to. I'm still new to the game. I'm still a student in the game. So like I've been learning so much. I'm still learning every single day, and having this new team too, I can't imagine how I'm gonna be like a year down the line from now, because I feel like I learned very fast.
Well, what did Salt Poppy say to you once he got his senses together after the fight?
He came up to me. He's like, "Oh, you came up. That was a good shot, bro. That was a really good shot. Like you called me clean. Like you got me out of it." But he I could tell he's disappointed, because like he felt like he had the fight, like he was winning the fight. But he was out. I could say he was outboxing me, but he wasn't landing the shots I was landing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was landing on like the 3rd round, 4th round. I was landing some critical punches on him, like some big uppercuts, some big hooks. Like he wasn't landing shots like that on me. You know, the shots he was landing on me, it was like taps, you know, points. He was landing points on me.
That's what I was saying to Ak the other day. I was like, he was arm punching you for some reason. He wasn't sitting down on his shots like you were, you know. But listen, let's talk about the main event that night. There was a lot of controversy. People think KSI beat Tommy Fury. What did you think about it?
Honestly, I thought it was a very close fight. So that's a big W in KSI, because he was a major underdog in that fight too. You know, especially being like, everyone's like, "Oh, Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul, the best YouTube boxer." Yada yada. He's even gonna run through KSI. He's gonna knock him out. Yada yada. So the fact that KSI even went the distance with him is a big W. And Tommy Fury had that point taken off in the 2nd round. KSI, I think he won the 1st round. I haven't really watched it fully, but even Andre Rozier, he said it straight up. Him, Saddam, they all said they thought KSI won. You know, worst case draw. What do y'all think though?
How much? Well, I think it was a close fight. I thought KSI did enough to win. I thought he edged it out. But
I thought it was 3 rounds to 3. 3 rounds to 3. That's a draw. But with that point taken away, then that should have went to KSI. That's what I thought.
Look, how far do you think you're from, getting that call for a KSI fight? Look, you become very popular, especially in that space, in that misfit space, and KSI coming off of this loss. And I know people are talking about him and Jake Paul, but I can't think of any other big name that's creeping up on him outside of yourself. How far away do you think that fight is?
Bro, I think I'm right there, literally, bro. Like, if a fight with Tommy Fury doesn't play out again, or a fight with Jake Paul doesn't play out, who else is there going to be? You know, who else could challenge KSI the way I can, bro? You know, so I'm right there. I'm ready for the call whenever. You know, I don't want to put too much pressure on him. You know, because I know he wants that rematch. He's upset about that L. But it's a great opportunity for me, someone like me, to fight on the grand stage. Because I want to be a main event fighter. It's my fourth time fighting like as like home main event kind of like. I mean, like Logan Paul's is a double main event. So I was me and Saul Poppy were like the co-main event. We were the people's fight of the night, and it was a massive fight. Like leading into this, like everybody was most excited for our fight. So the fact that I put up the performance I did, bro, and knocked him out like that brutally. You know, is a statement in itself.
It was the biggest statement of the night, actually. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely the fight of the night. You know, so who do you think, according to the eye test, who do you think could be a tougher fight, KSI or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, like someone like Jake Paul, is more like it's more of a technical match. So like, and then KSI is more like rough. Like I feel like fighting people like KSI is more annoying. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's more annoying. It's more frustrating because it's like
it's awkward. He's awkward and he's all over
sloppy, and it you know, like when fighting someone like Jake Paul, it's more of a chess game. It's more clean. It's a more clean boxing match, and that's what I prefer. I prefer the more clean boxing match. That's why I kind of had more success with Saul Poppy compared to like the other guys. You know what I mean? Because the last two guys I fought, they're more sloppy. They're more like so. You know, it was a little more weird. Especially they're a little bigger too. So like, and KSI's a pretty big guy. So I feel like KSI will be the more annoying guy to fight, to be honest.
Right. All right, before we get out of here, we know you picked up a nice little check over there in London. When you go shopping, Manchester, right, in the UK. So what's going to be your first purchase, man? I know you're going to cop a little something. What are we thinking?
Oh man, honestly, I don't really know, man. I just want to hold shit for my family right now. See what they. That's the first thing. I'm going to my parents. You know, hold down for them. See whatever the hell they want. You know, take my team out and shit. Honestly, I don't know if I want to buy. I don't want to buy no crazy shit.
Big purchases. No big purchases.
Not crazy. You know, it's funny. I still haven't got myself a car yet. I be Ubering everywhere and shit. But you know, I might maybe get a car, but I'm not gonna buy something fancy. Like I'm not that type of dude to buy fancy car. I don't give a shit about that. You know what I mean? So So like,
I saw you on the train one day. I saw you on the train one day back not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was on I think the R train or something like that.
I've been taking it's smooth and quick, bro. Because sometimes it be traffic. It's like it takes 10-15 minutes to go where I need to go to sometimes, and sometimes I Uber.
Right. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with catching a train, bro. I know a couple of people worth $100 million that catches a train.
Look,
so
I was on the train
with that.
You know what I'm saying? So there you go. I've been in this game for a long time. But listen, last question though. Jake Paul said he's aspiring to be a boxer. He don't even want to be called a YouTube boxer, first of all. So he's aspiring to be a pro boxer and eventually get to a title, whether he gets there or not. That's his aspirations. Is that yours as well?
My aspiration is to be the best, to meet my maximum potential. That's what I want to be. I want to meet my maximum potential as a fighter. I know my potential is still higher because I'm still getting better every day. I'm getting smarter every day. And it's crazy, like how far I've came in such a short amount of time. And I'm 29 now. I started boxing when I was 25. So I just want to reach my maximum potential, and hopefully, you know, one day I'll challenge myself to the highest degree, see where I can go, you know, as a fighter, you know.
So we might see you against a pro boxer.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. If I keep like running through everybody like this, I'm gonna have to challenge myself and do that.
Well, congratulations, man. That's a big win and big statement. Looking forward to seeing you again in there, chat. Take it easy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all, man. For real.
All right.